And I'll invite the next speaker, Daniela Studente from Team Voila. Please.
So thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be part of the Icebreakers because 2 years before COVID, I was a volunteer in Icebreakers to make this event happen. So it's actually a very nice pleasure for me to also be part of this event, this time as a speaker. So my name is Daniela and I'm the creator of Team Voila, and we invest in experiences and we make people to feel emotions, meet other human beings and just interact with each others. But before we start to get what is happening now and why I'm an entrepreneur, I will also share that I'm a digital nomad, and right now already almost a year I'm traveling around Europe, living in different places, and right now I'm in Netherlands, so greetings from the Netherlands, and I'm currently staying in Amsterdam. So it's really nice to also mobilize this and be a part of this event. So before everything started and we developed our new situation, I want to share what we were before. So we started as a group of friends to organize events for other people to meet. So we created two concepts. One was action friending and the other one was speed friending. Action friending and speed friending have the same aims. We are inviting others to meet people, to share their experiences, to implement each other's lives with the things that they are surrounding, and of course, have fun, enjoy the talking, enjoy the walking. So with speed friending, we were sitting and chatting, similar like speed dating, but without a specific aim. But with action friending, we decided to go out in the nature, hike, visit different parts of Latvia, and just have fun and get to know each other better. But then after the 2019, everybody knows what happened, and we were not able to communicate in larger groups. So then we became not on the best wave. So we started to ask ourselves, like, what are our values and what can we offer? And then we thinking, okay, we are minimalists, so we like to keep things simple, not to complicate anything, keep it short and simple. And the values that we have is, of course, the communication, the interaction with others, and moving around, seeing things and getting new experiences together and from others. And we were like, okay, this is a good start. We know what we want. We know what we have. How can we continue this? And then we were like, okay, what are our expectations? So our expectations are very similar to values. We want people to meet. We want people to move. We want people to feel a bit better about themselves and just stay in a good mental position and don't get hesitated and overthinking, and just to click off the social dogmas and everything that is happening in the life, like in the daily life. So our expectations is to let people meet each other, to move around and to see different places. And then we were thinking, okay, how us, the participants and the others would like to be welcomed? Like, what's the part of the greeting moment? Because, you know, the first impression is very important. First 3 seconds, they change everything. So we were like, okay, so now we have to take our time and see how we would like to be welcomed. And we started to test things. And because of the COVID, we didn't want to stop. We wanted to continue and start to move around. And we were like, okay, you know, we have a lot of routes, like hiking routes in Latvia, but what's with the cities? Hey, why the cities aren't touched? Like, because in the cities, we have very great touristic places and amazing cafes and just a good time that we can spend there. And we were thinking, okay, how we would like to be welcomed, like what's the reason for that? And of course, by the time we came to conclusions, but I will share them in a minute. And then we started to think about the cities, like let's bring the attention to the cities, because due to COVID, our municipalities have a bit of I wouldn't say like the crisis, but still like, of course, COVID affect us a lot. And then we started to see that, okay, this is a good aim for time spent, for the free time spent. So why shouldn't we make people come to the cities and to show them how and why you should be there? And then we started to think, okay, what would be the way how we can show the guests how they can get there? And of course, fun, interactive, and epidemically friendly. And then we started to find different ways to welcome the peoples in the cities. And we got our heads together and we were like, okay, we have a lot of cities. So yes, we have traveled around all the 31 cities of Latvia. We have mapped them out and we created a Latvian hype. So these are the routes for people who want to see what is in the city and to enjoy more what the city has to offer. And to explain more about the Latvian hype, you can already see like the map, how it looks. So these are the cities that you can visit and see what's there. And that's up to you because it offers like one day photo orientation routes through the 31 cities of Latvia. I think it's kind of nice. Like, for example, me as a traveler, I sometimes I crave to have hype in other countries because, for example, if you travel around Romania or Bulgaria, they also have very nice cities to visit. But I'm like, okay, what's in the cities? And then there are these like 10 different types of 2002 PDF files that you can just go through, or some blogs, or of course TripAdvisor is a possibility, but when you check out the TripAdvisor, you're like, oh, okay, 1 day tour around the city for 65 euros. Okay, I will maybe pass, maybe in a different time, but the photo renting routes are taking you through the places that you can visit, because here in Latvia, we have many wonderful mansions, churches, castles, and squares worth visiting. And each city has its own character. So it can be seen only by walking the streets and looking at the architecture, at the monuments, art, crafts, and the local, and of course, what the residents have put there. And you can see the resident emotions and all the attention that they have put in their city. So this started to feel like a hype. So we started to get hyped about this, and that's how we also created the name, of course, the Latvian hype. And basically the aim why we created this was to strengthen the local economics. So we created interactive and digital city travel guide for 1 day. So everybody would have a reason to get acquainted with cities in Latvia, so they detect their originality and move. And of course, these routes are created easily to get to them. So our public transportation in Latvia is pretty great. You can travel with the bus for pretty far, and also with the train. And as well, if you want, there's no problem to travel with the car, but we more are about environment. So we are like, telling different ways how to get there only with the public transportation. And these routes are easy to access. So here you can see like the aim and how it looks, but I will get to it in a second because it's very easy to also be a part of it. You just need an email. I hope that everybody these days have an email. If not, I recommend to use it. It's kind of nice, a lot of advantages of it. But jokes to aside, these routes you can get in 2 maps. So there's one map that shows you the places where you can be and how you can find them. So we went to the cities to really see like, hey, what's in them? Like, what's the point going there? So we walked through all of the cities and checked out the surroundings, and we mapped out the places that would be worth visiting. Like, if you don't see the point in the city there, so there maybe will be some houses, but the locals are not very happy that seeing that some tourists are walking around and looking into their windows. So just respectful routes through the cities and ways how to see it more with your own eyes. And to make it more fun, because challenges are good and moving your brains is also a healthy thing, we created as a photo orientation route. So when you go into the city, you look to the photo orientation pictures, and by them you orientate. But if you need help, you can also use this city route points that are in the map, so you can see your location and how to get there faster. And these routes when they bring you through the city, you have to pay attention to 5 main points that usually are in the biggest touristic attraction spots. And by these 5 points, you just check out the first letter of the street, and then you write it in your profile, and then you get a point. And of course, to make it more fun, we created also a way how you can like collect the points. So as well, we have like a shop where you can change something with the points for the things that you need while you're hiking, and hyping together goes as hyping. So as well, you can see that like a little more fun gesture for you to enjoy. But by creating this, you can also then just log in easily. It's available as a shortcut app for now, as a prototype that we created together with Latvia's University Business Incubator. And it's easy, accessible. You just need like two clicks and you are done, and you can use it as a shortcut app. So it's like an app without a code that you cannot find in Apple Store, on Google Store, but you can just download it like very easily through the web browser. And when you get it, you log in and you start hyping. And it's just fun to explore and to see and to crack up the code and get the hype and exchange it for useful prices that you can use afterwards. So I also want to share my experience that helped us a lot. So we participated in a business incubator of University of Latvia, and it was a huge journey. It was, we had our ups and we had our downs, of course, like human being does. And participating in the incubator, you are taking part of 2 different ways how to develop your company, your business, and to become an entrepreneur. So there's the first step where we got the silver, the second place, and we started with the like PDF files, and we made a lot of mistakes, and we struggled, and we conquered our needs and learned from a lot of mistakes. And what actually helped us the most, that if you ever have a business idea, do it. Don't hesitate. Try the business incubator of University of Latvia, because speed dating there, it's the best. And we learned so much, and we got so much good recommendations, and it helped us to develop quickly. And thanks to that, our development together with the team, we created on the Glide app, the shortcut app version. So there you have this app that you can check out, of course, as well. So app.teamvoila.co, be welcome to see it. And with developing this app, we got the 3rd place after in the second round of University's incubator. And due to that, we now have the real Latvian hype thanks to participating in the incubator. And to more put aside maybe about the Latvian hype, but of course our values, because values are very important to understand when you are an entrepreneur. And if you start to think only about money, then you start to lose a bit the sense of the ways why you do this and what is your reason to do it. And we were in that situation because things are getting quick on the go, like we are developing. Oh, we got so hyped, like things are changing, routes are getting sold, people are using them, we are getting passive income. We are like, yes, 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 this is so great. We get so aroused. But then at the one moment, you just forget why you are doing this. And like, what's the reason? Because we started Team Voila because we had a need, like we had a problem and we fixed our problem with the roots, so we can enjoy good time and walk around the Latvia cities and understand what's in them and feed our curiosity. And that's where I want to continue with the values. So our biggest value is minimalism. And while working on the concept, we were like, okay, so in Latvia, minimalism is heard, but not that much seen. So we decided to make a public conference. So we partnered up with the Bank of Citadel and Latvian Greenpoint that are part of recycling all the trash and collecting those in environmental friendly way. And of course, we also went together with the shop that you can buy stuff without any packaging. So it's called The Jar in Latvian Burka. And just putting our thoughts together and our aims, we started to talk more about minimalism. And if you're curious, I welcome you to go to our YouTube page and also see the interviews, and they are like TED Talks, so you can take your time when you have a pause, maybe look something about minimalism, what to buy or to rent the apartments, or what's the minimalism with your equalities, or also the minimalism in your bank account that saves a lot. So we started to more express our values and share them with others. And things got fast, pretty on step to step. So the development was really great. And there was a huge honor for us also to be part of the Latvia's newspaper called The Day, or in Latvian Diena. And it was a nice gesture and really a good peak for us to understand, okay, like we are doing something good, we are doing something great, but okay, we finished the incubator, we are in the newspaper, roots are going, people are using, but what's next, right? Like in Latvia, we are small and we are developing and we have our routine, but we were thinking so much like, what's next? How should we do it? What should we do it? Why should we do it? And I'm very happy to announce that right now we are putting together our team. We are working together on it to create Baltic Hype. So in Baltic, we have 3 amazing countries, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. And our aim now, we are mapping out 100 cities of Baltic Hype. And we also have chatted with colleagues in Finland and colleagues in Netherlands. So we will work together and bring back the tourism in Baltic, because while traveling and being part of the backpack traveler community, I have met some people that still have no idea what is Baltic, well, which are the Baltic countries, who you are there, why you are there, what are you doing there. And I was actually so surprisingly shocked that, hey, this is my time to shine. So you don't know Baltic, so hey, I'm here to inform you and let you know that you can visit us. So we are now putting our minds together to create the Baltic Hype app that will be possible to download in the Apple Store, in the Google Store, and you can just visit the things that you want and see the good touristic spots, and also cafes and restaurants and monuments, and of course the medieval part of the Baltic. And as well in Estonia, we have crazy beautiful islands, and of course in Lithuania also, the one small, but there's so big potential in Baltic, and I'm pretty hyped about our Baltic state as well as my colleagues. So right now we are working together to create the possibility for you to visit the cities and see it around and collect your steps, see how much time you have spent there and see the reasons why you should go there. For example, okay, there's this point in the map, but why there is this point? Okay, there's a castle that I could visit and find it through the photo orientation. Or there is this cafe, or there is the park, or there's the street art, or boy, there's so much to show and so much to see. So the project will be getting defined and understood during the 2020. So I hope till 2023 will be done and polished and ready to share. But if you, or sometimes I have this question like, hey, why Voila creates routes only in the cities? And if you have think about it, thank you for listening. Because in the cities, we create routes because cities are made for people. For example, when we were going together with people in the nature and the hikes, we saw that all of us have different approach to the nature. And if we make people go alone in the nature without a guide, we never know what can happen. And also environment is very important for us. And we are trying to live a climate neutral lifestyle. So with that said, this is why we are creating routes in the cities, because cities are made for people. And in cities, you can spend wonderful time with your family, with your loved ones, go also solo traveling and just check out the potential of the Baltic. So keep tuned to show what we can offer you in 2022. Thank you so much for listening. For Voila, every day is a celebration. And if you have some questions, it would be my honor to answer them. Thanks.
Thank you, Daniela, for this wonderful presentation. We actually do have a question in the studio, indeed. One of the participants here in the room actually downloaded the application and saw the different varieties of the options that they can choose. But we were curious why and why isn't there like a little sneak peek of the route that you can get through it, and if you plan to make so one of those.
So we had the sneak peek for Jelgava. So Jelgava was a free city route for already 3 months. That was used, and we are very happy that 362 people used Jelgava, checked it out, and saw what's the potential of Jelgava. But actually, thank you for asking, Mars, because we are right now welcoming everybody to check out our favorite cities. That is also Jelgava, Cēsis, Daugavpils, and Liepāja, and catch the golden autumn there. Because we have put out extra 30 places where you can see and check out the magic of autumn and the best spots for good Instagram pictures, and see the way of autumn and enjoy it more. So check out those cities, get extra 30 spots to see the magic that autumn can offer us. Thank you for the question. Okay,
and one last question that I wanted to ask you: which was your favorite route to take part into making for you personally?
My favorite would be Cēsis, because Cēsis is a pretty close city to my heart, and I have spent also a lot of days there running through the routes of the nature, because as my hobby is trail running and mountain hiking, so this is the closest when I go to Cēsis or Līgatne. This is the closest where I can get in Latvia to the nature and to mountains and the trail running. And but to be honest, every city has its own character, so it depends on your values. If you want to see something more chill, then of course you can go to cities of Kurzeme. They are more developed on the city gesture, but for example, if you want to visit the real countryside, then don't hesitate and go to Latgales cities, because they will shock you in a very good way.
That's good to hear that. Thank you, Daniela. It was a wonderful presentation. Our keynote speaker, Daniela Studente.